The Coliverans were a proud and ancient species, their crystalline skin shimmering like starlight and their voices resonating like chimes in a windstorm. For eons, they had thrived on their homeworld, Atheris, a lush planet with vast, glowing forests and silver seas. But now, their world was dying. A cosmic plague had swept through their galaxy, spreading from system to system with ruthless efficiency. The disease was merciless, attacking the very structure of their crystalline bodies, causing them to fracture and shatter like fragile glass. The Coliverans had sent desperate pleas for help to the Galactic Union, the interstellar organization that governed over 1,000 species. They begged for medicine, for scientists, for anything that might save them, but the Union turned its back on them. The Coliverans have always been isolationists, said the Drekker ambassador, his scaled tail flicking dismissively. Why should we risk our resources for those who never shared theirs? Their biology is too unique, argued the Ventralian representative. It would take decades to understand, and by then, it would be too late. One by one, the Union's member species voted to abandon the Coliverans. Their reasoning was cloaked in bureaucracy and cold pragmatism. But the truth was simpler. No one wanted to waste effort on a dying race. No one except the humans. Captain Elena Vargas of the SS Horizon stared at the holographic message from the Galactic Union with a mix of disbelief and fury. The Coliverans had reached out to the Union's medical court, but their cries had fallen on deaf ears. Now, Atheris was quarantined, its inhabitants left to their fate. Elena turned to her crew, a motley mix of engineers, scientists, and explorers. "We're going," she said firmly. Dr. Rahul Mehra, the ship's lead biologist, adjusted his glasses nervously. "Captain, the Union has declared Atheris off-limits. If we're caught, they'll strip our licenses and impound the ship." "Let them try," Elena shot back. "If we don't help, those people will die. And if the Union won't step up, then we will." There was a moment of silence before Engineer Tasha Kim smirked. "You've got my vote, Captain. Let's show those bureaucrats what humans are made of." The crew cheered and preparations began. The journey to Atheris was fraught with danger. The Union's patrols had strict orders to intercept any unauthorized ships, but the Horizon was a nimble vessel and its crew was resourceful. Using a combination of stealth technology and sheer daring, they slipped through the blockade and entered the Atheris system. What they found was heartbreaking. The once vibrant planet was cloaked in an eerie stillness. The forests had dimmed to a sickly gray, and the seas were dull and lifeless. The Coliverans who greeted them were a shadow of their former selves, their crystalline bodies dull and cracked, their voices weak and fragmented. "Why have you come?" asked Liathar, the Coliveran elder. Her fractured form seemed barely able to stand. "The Union has abandoned us. Why would you risk yourselves for us?" Elena knelt before the elder, meeting her flickering gaze. "Because it's the right thing to do, and humans don't leave people behind." Liathar's chime-like voice trembled with emotion. "You are strange creatures, but we are grateful." The crew of the Horizon worked tirelessly. Dr. Mehra and his team set up a makeshift laboratory, analyzing the plague and devising potential treatments. Tasha and the engineers repaired critical infrastructure, restoring power to hospitals and communication hubs. Elena coordinated their efforts, her determination fueling the team. Days turned into weeks. The plague was unlike anything they had encountered, a parasitic organism that fed on the unique crystalline structure of Coliveran bodies, but the humans refused to give up. They tested and retested compounds, sometimes working for days without rest. Their efforts did not go unnoticed. News of the humans' mission spread, first among the Coliverans and then beyond. Smugglers and independent traders began to smuggle supplies to Atheris, inspired by the humans' defiance of the Union. Other species, shamed by their inaction, started to send aid discreetly. The breakthrough came on the 37th day. Dr. Mehra burst into the command center, his face alight with excitement. "Captain, we've done it. The serum works." Elena grabbed his shoulders. "Are you sure?" "We tested it on samples from 3 patients. It's stabilizing their structures and neutralizing the parasite. We can start mass production immediately." The Coliverans wept when the first doses were administered. The human serum not only halted the plague but began to reverse its effects. Cracked crystals healed, dulled surfaces regained their shimmer, and the Coliverans' chime-like voices grew strong once more. But the Union was not pleased. A fleet of Union ships arrived in orbit, their weapons trained on the horizon. The Drecker ambassador's voice crackled over the comms. "Captain Vargas, you are in violation of Galactic Union protocols. Surrender your ship and crew immediately." Elena stood tall, her voice steady. "We've saved an entire species. If that's a crime, then go ahead and arrest us. But know this, the galaxy is watching. Do you really want to be the ones who punish the people who did what you wouldn't?" There was a long pause before the Drecker ambassador snarled and cut the transmission. The Union fleet withdrew, their reputation already tarnished by the humans' bravery. Months later, Atheris was thriving once more. The Coliverans honored the crew of the Horizon with a ceremony, their restored voices singing a melody of gratitude that resonated across the planet. "You risked everything for us," said Lyathar. "You could have turned away as the others did, but you chose to stand by us. Why?" Elena smiled. "Because that's who we are. Humans don't run from a fight, especially when it's for something that matters." As the crew of the Horizon prepared to depart, they knew their mission had done more than save a species. It had reminded the galaxy of what humanity was capable of: compassion, courage, and an unyielding determination to do what was right, no matter the cost. And somewhere in the vast expanse of space, the song of the Coliverans echoed, a testament to the humans who had refused to let them die.